The mystery of sleep has perplexed and fascinated humankind for centuries. Why do we spend nearly a third of our lives in a state of apparent unconsciousness? What processes unfold in our minds and bodies during those silent hours of slumber? Thanks to decades of research by some of the most brilliant minds in science, like Dr. Nathaniel Kleitman, Dr. William C. Dement, Dr. Matthew Walker, and Dr. Charles Czeisler, we are beginning to unlock the powerful restorative potential of sleep. Sleep is not simply a time of rest. It is an intricate, dynamic, and essential biological function that influences our immune response, learning, memory, emotional regulation, and even our genetic expression. Dr. Nathaniel Kleitman, working in the mid-20th century, was one of the first to scientifically observe the cycling nature of sleep. He and his student, Eugene Aserinsky, discovered REM, rapid eye movement sleep, a phase in which the brain is incredibly active, often associated with vivid dreaming. This revelation shattered the then prevailing notion that the brain simply shuts down during sleep. Instead, Kleitman's work unveiled that sleep is composed of recurring stages, each with unique physiological functions. These stages are broadly categorized into two types: non-REM, NREM, and REM sleep. NREM sleep itself is divided into three stages: N1, N2, and N3. Stage N1 is the lightest, characterized by drowsiness and slow eye movements. In N2, brain waves slow further and we become disengaged from our surroundings. Stage N3, often referred to as deep or slow wave sleep, is the most restorative. During this stage, growth hormone is released, tissues are repaired, and immune function is strengthened. Then comes REM sleep. Brain activity ramps up, heart rate increases, and the body becomes paradoxically immobilized, possibly to prevent us from physically acting out our dreams. It was Dr. William C. Dement, often credited with founding the field of sleep medicine, who expanded our understanding of sleep architecture and its significance. In the Stanford Sleep Research Center, he meticulously charted the alternation between REM and NREM stages in cycles of approximately 90 minutes. He emphasized that the architecture of sleep was not just a curiosity, it was a vital framework for restoring both body and mind. A full night's rest isn't merely about hours spent in bed. It's about moving through the correct balance and sequence of these stages. As researchers like Dr. Charles Czeisler have since shown, this intricate sleep architecture is guided by a master internal clock, the circadian rhythm, housed in the suprachiasmatic nucleus (SCN) of the hypothalamus. This biological timing system governs the sleep-wake cycle along with fluctuations in hormones, body temperature, and metabolism. Dr. Czeisler's landmark research revealed how sensitive the circadian clock is to external cues like light, especially blue light. His work underscored how modern habits, late-night screen time, shift work, and travel across time zones can desynchronize the clock, leading to a host of physiological problems. Beyond just physical health, sleep is a pillar of mental and emotional well-being. Dr. Matthew Walker, neuroscientist and author of Why We Sleep, has illuminated the profound cognitive benefits of sleep. In his studies, Walker found that during sleep, particularly NREM stage N2, the brain consolidates memories by transferring them from the hippocampus to the neocortex, essentially saving short-term memories into long-term storage. Without sufficient sleep, new information is not effectively stored and past memories can become inaccessible. Furthermore, Walker's research highlighted how sleep regulates emotions. Sleep deprivation, even by just 1 hour, can lead to increased activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, and decreased connectivity with the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of the brain. This imbalance explains why we are more irritable, impulsive, and less able to handle stress after a poor night's sleep. What's more concerning is the growing body of evidence linking chronic sleep deprivation to serious health issues. Numerous studies, including work by Dr. Eve Van Korter at the University of Chicago, have shown that insufficient sleep alters the metabolism of glucose and insulin sensitivity, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Others have demonstrated associations between short sleep duration and obesity, cardiovascular disease, depression, and even reduced immune defense. Yet despite all this evidence, sleep is still widely undervalued in modern culture. In many societies, especially in Western nations, sleep is seen as a luxury or even a weakness. "I'll sleep when I'm dead" has become a mantra for ambition, but science tells us the opposite. Chronic sleep deprivation shortens lifespan and diminishes quality of life. Sleep is not a passive state of inactivity, but rather an active and critical process for survival and flourishing. Sleep disorders present a further challenge. Insomnia, obstructive sleep apnea, often called OSA, restless leg syndrome, and narcolepsy are among the most common. Insomnia, often tied to stress or anxiety, can lead to a vicious cycle where the fear of not sleeping causes more wakefulness. Treatments range from cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, also known as CBTI, which is now considered the gold standard, to lifestyle changes and sometimes medications. Dr. Michael Breus, known as the Sleep Doctor, advocates for chronotype-based sleep strategies, aligning sleep times with your natural biological rhythm to improve sleep quality. OSA, on the other hand, involves repeated collapse of the upper airway during sleep, leading to micro-awakenings and a drop in blood oxygen levels. It often goes undiagnosed, despite being linked to hypertension, stroke, and heart disease. Polysomnography, or overnight sleep studies, are critical for diagnosing this and other sleep disorders. The good news is that treatments like continuous positive airway pressure, or CPAP, therapy and oral appliances can dramatically improve quality of life and reduce long-term health risks. Even more subtle disruptions to sleep can have a cumulative impact. For example, exposure to blue light in the evening suppresses melatonin, a hormone that signals to the body that it's time to sleep. Dr. Anne-Marie Chang's research showed that using devices like tablets and smartphones before bed significantly delays melatonin onset and reduces both the quantity and quality of REM sleep. Solutions include using blue light filters, dimming lights in the evening, and establishing consistent screen-free bedtime routines. So how do we reclaim our sleep? First, by respecting its value. Making sleep a non-negotiable part of one's health regimen is the foundational step. Set a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends, to reinforce the circadian rhythm. Prioritize sleep hygiene. Keep the bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Limit caffeine and alcohol, especially late in the day. Embrace a wind-down ritual that cues the body for sleep, such as gentle stretching, reading, or meditation. Physical activity also plays a role. Regular aerobic exercise can deepen sleep and reduce the time it takes to fall asleep. Just avoid intense workouts within 3 hours of bedtime. Similarly, dietary choices matter. A diet rich in fiber and low in saturated fat and sugar supports deeper sleep stages. Mental health and sleep are also deeply interconnected. Addressing anxiety, depression, or chronic stress through therapy, mindfulness, or social support can alleviate insomnia and improve sleep continuity. Dr. Sarah Mednick's research on napping, for instance, shows that even brief daytime sleep can enhance alertness and mood, though long or late naps should be avoided to preserve nighttime sleep integrity. Ultimately, sleep is nature's most powerful healing tool. By understanding its mechanics and respecting its necessity, we can unlock a wealth of cognitive, emotional, and physical benefits. It is a daily investment in health, performance, and longevity. As we transition from the foundational science of sleep into its real-world applications, it becomes increasingly clear that our society is in the midst of a quiet crisis. Widespread sleep deprivation is now a public health concern. Despite overwhelming evidence about its importance, millions of individuals still view sleep as negotiable. Dr. Charles Czeisler once remarked that if sleep did not serve an absolutely vital function, it would be the biggest evolutionary mistake ever made. This sentiment underscores the indispensable role that sleep plays in our survival and optimal function.